Be yourself. Everyone is already taken. To live is the rarest thing in the world. Most people exist. That is all. Always forgive your enemies. Nothing annoys them so much. I am so clever that sometimes I don't understand a single word of what I'm saying. We are all in the gutter, but some of us are looking at the stars. If one cannot enjoy reading a book over and over again, there is no use in reading it at all. It is what you read when you don't have to that determines what you will be when you can't help it. The books that the world calls immoral are books that show the world its own shame. The truth is rarely pure and never simple. Yes, I am a dreamer, for a dreamer is one who can only find his way by moonlight, and his punishment is that he sees the dawn before the rest of the world. You can never be overdressed or overeducated. Never love anyone who treats you like you're ordinary. Most people are other people. Their thoughts are someone else's opinions. Their lives are mimicry. Their passions a quotation. A good friend will always stab you in the front. You will always be fond of me. I represent to you all the sins you never had the courage to commit. Women are meant to be loved, not to be understood. I don't want to go to heaven. None of my friends are there. Anyone who lives within their means suffers from a lack of imagination. Every saint has a past, and every sinner has a future. I am not young enough to know everything. Experience is merely the name men gave to their mistakes. A thing is not necessarily true because a man dies for it. Hearts are made to be broken. You don't love someone for their looks, or their clothes, or for their fancy car, but because they sing a song only you can hear. The very essence of romance is uncertainty. Everything in the world is about sex except sex. Sex is about power. Man is least himself when he talks in his own person. Give him a mask and he will tell you the truth. Those who find ugly meanings in beautiful things are corrupt without being charming. This is a fault. Those who find beautiful meanings in beautiful things are the cultivated. For these there is hope. They are the elect to whom beautiful things mean only beauty. There is no such thing as a moral or an immoral book. Books are well written or badly written. That is all. I think God, in creating man, somewhat overestimated his ability. I never travel without my diary. One should always have something sensational to read in the train. With freedom, flowers, books, and the moon, who could not be perfectly happy? Death must be so beautiful. To lie in the soft brown earth with the grasses waving above one's head and listen to silence, to have no yesterday and no tomorrow, to forget time, to forgive life, to be at peace. To define is to limit. Some cause happiness wherever they go, others whenever they go. I don't want to be at the mercy of my emotions. I want to use them, to enjoy them, and to dominate them. Nowadays, people know the price of everything and the value of nothing. Education is an admirable thing, but it is well to remember from time to time that nothing that is worth knowing can be taught. I can resist anything except temptation. A cynic is a man who knows the price of everything and the value of nothing. All women become like their mothers. That is their tragedy. No man does, and that is his. The only way to get rid of temptation is to yield to it. I am too fond of reading books to care to write them. To love oneself is the beginning of a lifelong romance. There is only one thing in the world worse than being talked about, and that is not being talked about. It is absurd to divide people into good and bad. People are either charming or tedious. Behind every exquisite thing that existed, there was something tragic. Quotation is a serviceable substitute for wit. Who, being loved, is poor. Crying is for plain women. Pretty women go shopping. I have the simplest tastes. I am always satisfied with the best. Children begin by loving their parents. As they grow older, they judge them. Sometimes they forgive them. Selfishness is not living as one wishes to live. It is asking others to live as one wishes to live. When one is in love, one always begins by deciding oneself, and one always ends by deceiving others. That is what the world calls romance. We are each our own devil, and we make this world our hell. I have nothing to declare except my genius. Anybody can sympathize with the sufferings of a friend, but it requires a very fine nature to sympathize with a friend's success. A man's face is his autobiography. A woman's face is her work of fiction. Fashion is a form of ugliness so intolerable that we have to alter it every 6 months. Never marry at all, Dorian. Men marry because they are tired, women because they are curious. Both are disappointed. Whenever people agree with me, I always feel I must be wrong.